The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
It's the 77 WABC News Hour.
Talking the news with Noam Laden.
All the news you need to know with Joe Nolan, traffic, Justin Ellick, sports. And now,
Talking the news with Noam
on 77 WABC.
Yes, that's me, 5 o'clock. Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 15th. Your forecast from the 77 WABC Weather Center. Could see some more rain this morning. Sunny and humid this afternoon. The high 87. Tonight and overnight, partly cloudy, low 76. And then Wednesday, sunshine most of the day, humid too, and then another chance of late day thunderstorms, high 89 if you are walking out the door with us right now. 72 and partly cloudy in Valley Cottage up in Rockland County. 73 and cloudy in Cranford over in New Jersey. And it's 73 and misty right outside our Midtown studios.
The top 5 at 5.
Raging rivers took over streets across the tri-state. Andrew Cuomo officially back in the race for mayor. The mystery around a missing New Yorkers continues in Turk and Caicos. A subway rider will never fall asleep on a train again. And Elmo posts some crazy crap on X. All right, let's get into it at 5:01. Those were some intense storms last night. I made that mistake of thinking it's not going to rain, even though my phone was telling me it was going to pour, and I got caught amid what were raging rivers in Jersey City. But this was everywhere. It was a deluge of rain, at least in the New York City and right outside New York City. About 2 inches of rain, maybe a little more, fell between 7 and 8 o'clock. That almost broke a record for the most rain in the shortest period of time in New York City. So when you have that much rain falling in a very short period of time, yeah, that's what happens. You get flash flooding. Parking lots, roadways, subway stations, they were all inundated last night, drying out today. We'll start up in Westchester, where more than 2 inches of rain fell in an hour, making it hard for drivers to get around last night.
This is crazy. I've been sitting in this parking lot for about 2 hours. I pulled over because you really couldn't see.
I don't want to drive over the debris, so I'm going to wait for my husband to come get me. I heard that a bunch of the roads were closed over there and some cars got swept away.
Yeah, the storms prompted New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy to declare a state of emergency last night. He said given the flash flooding, high levels of rainfall in parts of the state, he laid that down. One of the places hit hard was Plainfield. If you remember right, 2 weeks ago, it was the same town where 2 people were killed when a tree fell over on top of their car amid some thunderstorms. So the floodwaters were back there last night. Here was the town's mayor saying firefighters, EMTs, everybody was out making rescues.
We've probably got about 8-9 streets that have been flooded out completely impassable. We're still in the process of doing rescues at people's homes that are flooded and trapped in their homes.
Now, we saw those rescues taking place all across New York, New Jersey, parts of Connecticut last night. Homeowners in Plainfield that was hit so hard 2 weeks ago, watching their basements fill up again.
We've just been going in circles. Every road's been closed. And then from the previous rainstorm, it was already bad around here with trees coming down.
Yeah, so here in the city, 43-year-old man, he was walking at West 148th Street and Bradhurst Avenue up in Harlem. This was about 8:30 last night. When a tree branch fell on top of him, he was taken to Harlem Hospital with 2 broken legs. The 1, 2, and 3 lines had all kinds of disruptions down below last night due to severe flooding. At one point, and maybe you'll see this video, will likely go viral. We'll post it at WABCRadio.com. A number 1 train pulling into the West 23rd Street stop last night, and there's just waves of water coming down the stairs, going through the turnstiles. They could not open the doors. That rain coming into the subway car. 28th Street station apparently had the same thing, a torrent of like dark, gross water flowing through everywhere. Up in the Hudson Valley along 287, crews were scrambling to clear out storm drains so the flooding could recede. And you get these people who always try to get through this high water in their car because they don't want to, they want to get off at their exit. So here was a group of young men who tried to get through the flood waters, and guess what happened? Yes, their car conked out.
The road's fine, looks fine. Everybody had their hazards on. It was moving nice, slowly, everything. And then we get off. We just realized this would look like we were going to clear, and all of a sudden we got through it. The car just shut off.
There's so much flooding. It's flooding everywhere. There's so much rain. It's too much.
Yeah, crazy.
And then we saw the flooding a lot of times where we see it another time. So Roselle Park, one of them in New Jersey. Here's a restaurant owner there who says he's seen the waters rage through his restaurant before, and they were back again last night.
Probably about 6 inches to a foot inside the restaurant. It's not just my business. It's not just my employees. It's it's everybody down in this area. The water comes in. It comes in quick, and there's really no time to react to it.
Yeah, I mean, it could hit every single town because there was flooding in almost every single town, especially in New Jersey where it was really bad. Scotch Plains experienced significant flooding. This woman was driving around Scotch Plains in a Jeep, and police pull her over and they say, hey, can you help us get some people who are stuck on this side of the town to the other side of town because there's your Jeep will get through it. So she said, okay. So they put a woman in the back of her car, a stranger. She does the good deed, brings this woman across, and then they say, wait a minute, your Jeep is making it through these high waters. Can we just borrow it for the rest of the night? And she says, all right.
My car's still running. Yeah. They put her in the back of my car and they said, oh, it's still running, so we're going to take your car and bring you guys to safety. Then they go, okay, take everything that you need out of your car. We have to go rescue people now.
Yeah.
With your Jeep? Yes, with my Jeep.
Yeah, so there she was. She handed over a Jeep. So it'll be a day to dry out. We are already seeing lots of flights last night were either canceled or delayed because of the rain. And so now, of course, they'll have to make up for it this morning. And just take a quick glance at Newark Airport this morning. Dozens of flights have already been canceled out of Newark. So obviously, if you're heading out on summer vacation or business trip this morning, you definitely want to double check before you do so because there's all kinds of residual problems from last night playing out this morning. 5:09, thank you, Joe. Andrew Cuomo officially running as an independent in the race for mayor. He made the announcement yesterday on social media.
The general election is in November, and I am in it to win it. My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans, but no real solution.
So you'll remember Cuomo, of course, lost to Zohran Mamdani in the Democratic primary last month, says he'll focus on lower rent, safer streets, and affordable child care. Of course, those are the same things that won Zohran Mamdani the primary.
Every day I'm going to be hitting the streets, meeting you where you are, to hear the good and the bad, problems and solutions. Because for the next few months, it's my responsibility to earn your vote.
It's kind of everything he did not do in the race for primary. You never saw him out with the voters. You never saw him on the streets. But now he says he's going to do that. And he thanked the people who did support him during the primary.
To the 440,000 New Yorkers who voted for me, a sincere thank you. Thank you for believing in me, in my agenda, and in my experience. And I am truly sorry that I let you down. We need a city with lower rent, safer streets, where buying your first home is once again possible, where child care won't bankrupt you. That's the New York City we know.
And then there's this vow. Reportedly, this vow to drop out of the race by mid-September if he's not Mamdani's lead rival. That's what the word I was looking for, and calling on others to do the same thing. So whoever is in third, fourth place would have to drop out of the race, so it would be a one-on-one race. By the way, nobody has signed on this. The mayor has not signed on. Mayor Adams, who's running as an independent. Curtis Lewa, who's the Republican nominee for mayor, he's not signed off on any sort of pledge. So assume all of these candidates will be in the race right until November. So yesterday, Mayor Adams, he was bashing former Governor Andrew Cuomo for trying to get him to step out of the race and for getting back into the race.
Andrew has a thing for African-American leaders, and he believes that he could just come in and bully them out. I keep telling people, I'm from Brownsville. Never run, never will. I'm going to win this race.
Okay, so it's all these guys in the race. Mayor Adams, more from this press conference yesterday.
He cannot do what he has done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
He's come up against a resilient, committed mayor that loves this city. And I'm going to get my message out.
Adams says it's his turn to campaign, and he'll show New Yorkers he's been successful as mayor. He's against the idea of lower-ranking candidates should get behind the highest-ranking candidates, so that's not going to happen.
He lost by double digits.
He's talking about
13
Cuomo.
points. He lost by 13 points. The same polls that said he was up by 10 points. And we're now going to trust that same system to allow him to run.
It's awfully fascinating. Of course, Mayor Adams did not even run in the Democratic primary. The thought was he would not be able to win if he had. In the polls, as of now anyway, he's last in all but one of them. So, of course, there's lots of time to turn that around. And it is only July, and the election is not till November. So what do the voters think? Go to the streets. It's always good to hear what you guys are thinking. What do you think about Cuomo getting back into the race?
It's classic Cuomo because he's selfish, he's a narcissist.
But he doesn't have the right to say that.
They might have a good connection if they get together to beat Mondami, but the chances are I don't really see that happening.
Yeah. All right, 5:13. There is a vigil growing on Long Island over the death of a 15-year-old boy hit by a hit-and-run driver.
Police say the teen suspected of an armed robbery in Queens was riding an e-bike and being chased by police when he was struck at Lakeville Road and Bryant Avenue in New Hyde Park on Saturday night. Anthony Benitez's family has identified him to the shock of the community.
All the kids in the neighborhood, they're very close.
Yeah, he's well-mannered. He'll greet you every time he sees you.
He comes to our house. He would say goodbye.
People have been stopping by the site of the crash where there's a makeshift memorial of flowers and candles. A GoFundMe has raised tens of thousands of dollars for the family. Lisa Ritchie, 77 WABC News.
5:13, let's go up to Massachusetts where you had that awful nursing home fire in Fall River yesterday that killed at least 9. The International Association of Firefighters claims that Fall River had taken away money from the firefighters' budget and that not enough people arrived at the scene due to those budget cuts.
Had they been staffed properly up to national standards, there would have been 8 more firefighters effecting rescues here last night. There's no doubt that would have made a difference in the amount of people that we lost.
They're calling on the mayor of Fall River to increase the number of firefighters per truck to 4. The union president in Fall River says that lives are a budgetary concern, and he says it's not a good thing.
We did the best we could with what we had, and what we had was not enough. For many years in the city of Fall River, public safety has been a line item, and lives are a budgetary concern. Last night was an example of it.
We have more than a dozen firefighters nursing injuries from that blaze. 5:14, former President Joe Biden defending his use of an auto pen.
Biden says he made every decision on his own in comments from an interview with the New York Times. During his final weeks as president, Biden granted clemency and pardoned over 1,500 people. The Times reports Biden didn't individually approve each name for the categorical pardons that applied to large numbers of people. It comes after President Trump directed Attorney General Pam Bondi in June to investigate the use of auto pen by Biden and to see if it was connected with a decline in his mental state. I'm Mark Mayfield.
In a moment, we'll go down to Texas where the search continues for more than 160 people still missing from the floods there. But first, 5:15, let's head over to the 77 WABC Sports Desk. Good morning, Justin Ellick.
Good morning to you, Noam Laden. We'll start here in Atlanta. Seattle Mariners star and MLB home run leader Cal Raleigh became the first catcher to win the All-Star Home Run Derby as he outlasted Tampa Bay Rays infielder Junior Caminero in the final. Last night, Raleigh hit 18 home runs to Caminero's 15 in the final round. He's known as the, quote, big dumper because of his big behind there. No, Maladen.
Really?
Yeah. He joins Ken Griffey
Is it
Jr.
that big?
Well, I mean, he's a catcher, so, they do all that squatting down.
Right.
They usually have a larger lower half.
That makes for a good catcher when you have a larger lower half?
I think it makes it easier on those knees, don't you think?
So, yeah.
Yeah, so Big Dumper gets the win there, joins Ken Griffey Jr. as the only two Mariners to win the event. Raleigh was pitched to by his father, Todd. Raleigh's younger brother, Todd Raleigh Jr., did the catching. He was almost eliminated, in round one when he and Athletics outfielder Brent Rooker tied with 17 homers. But the Slugger won the tiebreaker by the slimmest of margins as his longest home run traveled 470.61 feet to Rooker's 470.53 feet. He totaled 54 homers on the night. And thanks to our very own Jazz Chisholm Jr. from the Yankees, round one featured the lowest total in over a decade. After the Yankees infielder hit only 3 homers.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. I don't know why.
What was going on there?
Well, he claimed he didn't want to mess with his swing, but that's like an old fairy tale. That it's like you go to the home run derby and now, oh my God, I'm a Major League Baseball player and I can no longer hit Major League pitching because I spent one night in the home run derby trying to hit home runs.
Yeah, it seems sort of silly.
I mean, come on, So
then don't take part if you think.
Yeah, exactly. So
What are you people?
Yeah,
on dope?
They seemed like it last night. Seemed like it, but he didn't seem too upset about it. His manager, though, quote-unquote, Aaron Judge, who was coaching him on the night, didn't seem very pleased. Anyway, tonight from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, the 94th MLB All-Star Game does take center stage. The American League will look to bounce back after last year's loss, while the National League aims for back-to-back wins for the first time in over a decade. First pitch just after 8 p.m. Eastern, with the American League throwing Detroit's Tariq Skubal against a National League starter in Pittsburgh's Paul Skeens. And some NFL news to get to here from yesterday. New York Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson, whose future with the team appeared a little murky at the end of last season, has reached agreement on a 4-year, $130 million contract extension that makes him one of the highest-paid receivers in the NFL. The deal includes $90 million guaranteed, the fourth most in a wide receiver's contract. It marks the first time in NFL history that a receiver has received an average over $31 million after playing only 3 seasons. A $32.5 million average in his new deal is fifth highest among NFL wide receivers. So Jets fans, get Garrett Wilson for the foreseeable future. That's your Sports Now, man. I'm Justin Ellick on 77 WABC.
WABC News Time 520. Let's go down to Kerrville, Texas, where 10 days, well, now it's 11 days since the flooding there. They're still searching for 160 still missing from those floods. The focus is now downstream in Lake Nimitz.
They have a hard time searching in there, because that water is you can't see through it.
So the city's working with the state to release water over a dam that would help lower the lake level. That, they say, may help them find some of these missing individuals. 130 now confirmed dead.
In addition to not being able to see through it, there's a lot of debris within there.
Yeah.
We'll need a few days of clear weather in order to accomplish that.
And they just haven't had it. It's been raining a lot in Kerrville, Texas. Aid from all over in the nation continues to surge in to the Texas Hill Country hit by those floods on the 4th of July. Volunteers with the United Cajun Navy, they have boots on the ground and in the water searching for victims.
One of the problems with finding people is that getting to the areas where we think a lot of missing persons might be is very difficult. A lot of times when someone drowns, they'll get caught up in this debris and they'll end up wherever the debris pile is.
Yeah, and he's warning that, unfortunately, some of these victims will never be found.
It's really like trying to find a needle in a stack of needles.
Yeah, but they're going to continue to search. 522, President Trump will be placing a 100% tariff on Russia if there's no peace deal soon with Ukraine.
We're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days.
President making that announcement as he was meeting with the NATO Secretary General yesterday. He announced a new deal to sell top-of-the-line weaponry to NATO, including defensive Patriot missiles meant for distribution in Ukraine. The president had been blaming both sides for the continued war in Ukraine, but lately he's been putting most of it on President Putin, adding that he thought he had a deal in place about 4 different times.
Billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield. I've just really been involved in this for not very long. and it wasn't initial focus. This is a Biden war. This is a Democrat war, not a Republican or Trump war.
And the president says he's putting a lot of the blame on President Putin.
I've been hearing so much talk. It's all talk. It's all talk, and then missiles go into Kiev.
So he wonders now if this 100% tariff might bring the President Putin to the negotiating table. 523, President Trump says he's not sure whether Dan Bongino is still with the FBI amid controversy over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Reports surfaced that Bongino was debating whether to resign after the DOJ and FBI just concluded Epstein did not have a client list. Bongino had long claimed there was a list that named several high-profile figures connected to the accused sex trafficker, who is now deceased. When asked Sunday if Bongino is still on the job, Trump first replied, "I think so," before adding he spoke to him and he thinks Bongino is in good shape. I'm Mark Mayfield.
524, the Supreme Court allowing the Trump administration to resume those layoffs at the Department of Education. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon is pleased with that ruling.
This is a real victory, I think, for the future of American education.
McMahon says not being able to fire department personnel was just a big roadblock to the White House goal of returning education back to the states and out of the hands of the federal government. The court ruled 6-3 to lift a judge's order that reinstated employees let go in mass layoffs. All three liberal judges, by the way, dissented, said the ruling was indefensible.
Get education back to the states where the president believes it does belong. The best education is that closest to the student. And this lifts the handcuffs off of what we've been trying to do, which really is to get education back to the states.
Yeah, McMahon says the Supreme Court got it right.
The authority was reinstated where it should be, which is back with the president.
Yeah, but there's lots of pushback. Leaders from 24 Democratic-led states, District of Columbia, suing the Trump administration now to reclaim billions in frozen education funds. Leading the effort, California Attorney General Rob Bonta claims the freeze is unjustified with no reason.
Programs have been forced to shut down. Thoughtful strategic budgets, staffing plans, and contracts for the upcoming school year hang in the balance.
He says the Trump administration has blocked nearly $1 billion in vital support for California schools, including after-school programs, teacher training, and assistance for students.
My colleagues and I refuse to stand idly by and allow the president to torch our children's education, care, opportunities, and futures.
That conflict comes as the president tries to and seeks to dismantle the federal Department of Education. 525, a federal judge blocking immigration agents for carrying out raids in California based on race, language, occupation, or location. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says that's totally ridiculous.
We will appeal, and we will win.
She says recent raids have targeted against the worst of the worst. The Trump administration has been stepping up arrests at car washes, Home Depot parking lots, and immigration courts.
We've never targeted individuals based on those qualifications.
The advocacy groups filed a lawsuit last week accusing the White House of targeting brown-skinned people. 526, a New Hampshire man is stuck in Canada after being denied re-entry into the U.S. last week. Chris Landry telling us that he's been a legal U.S. resident since 1981, says he was asked about his past convictions of marijuana possession and driving with a suspended license when he tried to cross the border back from Canada into the U.S. last week.
They denied me re-entry and said, don't come back or we will detain you. And the only way for me to get back in was to see an immigration judge.
So Landry was returning from a trip to his native Canada with his family on July 6th when he was prevented from re-entering the U.S.
They pulled me aside and started questioning me about my past convictions in New Hampshire.
And now he's not sure if he'll ever be allowed back in.
Just very uncertain for me right now. I might end up spending the rest of my life in Canada, and who knows if I'll ever even have the right to re-enter the United States at this point.
Landry says he was a President Trump fan, but after this, no more.
I was definitely, all for Make America Great Again and having a strong, unified country and a bright future for my 5 American children. But now I feel a little differently.
Yeah, up in the air for him.
It's the 77 WABC News Hour.
Talking the news with Noah Layden.
All the news you need to know with Joe Nolan, traffic, Justin Ellick, sports. And now,
Talking the news with Noah
on 77 WABC.
Yes, that's me. Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 15th. Your forecast from the 77 WABC Weather Center. Could see some more showers this morning. Sunny and humid this afternoon, high 87. Tonight and overnight, partly cloudy, low 76. And then Wednesday, sunshine most of the day. It'll be humid again. And then another chance of late day thunderstorms, the high tomorrow, high 89. If you are walking out the door with us right now, 72 partly cloudy in Valley Cottage up in Rockland County, 72 and cloudy in Cranford over in New Jersey, and it's 73 and we'll call it misty right outside our Midtown studios. It's all from those slow-moving thunderstorms that triggered flash flooding all across the tri-state last night, taking over roadways, floodwaters in parking lots, down in basements, subway stations, drivers just being stuck all over the place.
This is crazy. I've been sitting in this parking lot for about 2 hours. I pulled over because you really couldn't see.
I don't want to drive over the debris, so I'm going to wait for my husband to come get me. I heard that a bunch of the roads were closed over there and some cars got swept away.
We almost broke a record right here in New York City last night for the most rainfall in the shortest period of time. If you were out, you'll believe that because it was unbelievable how much was coming down. A little over 2 inches of rain over the course of an hour. That almost broke a record. In New Jersey, they were hit the hardest. Governor Phil Murphy declaring a state of emergency last night, giving the flash flooding in central and northern parts of the state. In Plainfield, they got hit again after all that flooding 2 weeks ago. The town's mayor says firefighters were out making all kinds of rescues last night for people trapped all over the place.
We've probably got about 8-9 streets that have been flooded out completely impassable. We're still in the process of doing rescues at people's homes that are flooded and trapped in their homes.
Here in the city, a 43-year-old man, he was just walking West 148th Street, Harlem. It was about 8:30 last night. A tree branch fell on top of him. It was pretty serious. 2 broken legs. He was taken to Harlem Hospital. The flooding impacting the 1, the 2, the 3 lines, 23rd, 28th Street stations here in Manhattan completely flooded out. You'll see this video now doubt before the day is out of trains pulling into these stations and just waves of water all over the place. But we just heard from Joe, it sounds like everything is mostly back to normal on the subways this morning. The Hudson Valley hit hard as well. 287, there were crews out yesterday pushing people off the highway who got stuck.
The road's fine, looks fine. Everybody had their hazards on. It was moving nice, slowly, everything. And then we get off. We just realized this. We looked like we were going to clear, and all of a sudden we got through it. The car just shut off.
With so much flooding, it's flooding everywhere. There's so much rain. It's too much.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, never a good idea if you see the flooding to try to drive through it, which is apparently what they tried to do. Got stuck. They're okay. The weather forcing all kinds of cancellations at Newark Airport last night. Those cancellations continue this morning. So if you're planning on flying out this morning, definitely want to check ahead before you head out to the airport. 5:41. An 18-year-old died by suicide while in NYPD custody in the Bronx. And the New York Medical Examiner's Office making this announcement yesterday. They determined that this Bronx Community College student, Sanaya Cheatham, died by hanging. She had been arrested on July 4th after getting into a fight with a friend of hers. She was taken to the 41st Precinct house in the Bronx, and then they found her unresponsive in her cell about 12:40 in the morning on the 5th. So officers there provided CPR until paramedics could respond, but her family says they've been given all kinds of stories about what happened to their daughter. So they have hired civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. He's representing the Cheatham family. They held a news conference yesterday outside the precinct calling for accountability regarding to their daughter's death. And they're asking for the release of surveillance video from the precinct.
We want to know what happened to Sanaya Cheatham. We want to know how it happened to Sanaya Cheatham, and we want to know why you did not prevent this from happening.
The NYPD says the incident under investigation by the Department Force Investigation Division. 543. Brian Terrence. He's the New Yorker who disappeared while vacationing in Turk and Caicos back on June 26, is still presumed missing after a body was found on the island. Now, the initial thought was this body that was found was his, but the way things work on the islands, it takes a while for the medical examiner to get the work done. It's a small place. They just don't have the resources, so it's not 100% clear whether it's his body or whether the search continues for Brian, who walked out of a vacation rental and hasn't been seen since. Now, Wilkie Arthur, he's a reporter with the Eagle Legal News on Turk and Caicos. He's been following the case on the island.
Nothing. There's absolutely no update, not even an update on how far they are in the process of identifying and updating the public and the media and the family.
U.S. State Department issuing this warning that Turk and Caicos police have limited investigatory resources, which may be delaying answers to Terrence's case. Wilkie Arthur says that may just be the issue here, that body that's they have could be Brian Terrence, but they haven't finished all the work yet.
We don't have a proper forensic lab here. We don't have no pathologists here. We have to import everything and everyone. Everyone has to be brought in.
Yeah, Terrence was vacationing with his wife, Maria, when he went missing back in late June. 544, 56-year-old man stabbed in the head on a subway in Harlem yesterday. He was sleeping. This was on a number 1 train as it pulled into the 145th Street station. He appeared sleeping. He was attacked, unknown reasons. The victim taken to Mount Sinai Morningside Hospital with a head injury that he woke up to.
It's not safe.
That's very scary because, that can happen to anybody for real.
I mean, this train always makes me think twice. This train station itself, a lot that's uncomfortable.
So police think it was just a random attack. They actually have the guy in custody. He was there when they arrived, so they cuffed him and put him behind bars. He's at they're questioning him, but so far they don't really know why he stabbed this individual who he did not seem to know.
They just killing people and stabbing people for no reason.
Yeah.
It's too much. And every cop can't be at every train station all the time.
No, they can't. I mean, it was 2 officers who happened to be on the train who were able to hold this guy down until he was cuffed. We do not have an update on that individual's condition. 545. Let's head over to the 77 WABC Sports Desk, and here's Justin Allen.
Thank you, Noam Layden. Start here out in Atlanta. Seattle Mariners star and MLB home run leader Cal Raleigh became the first catcher to win the All-Star Home Run Derby as he outlasted Tampa Bay Rays infielder Junior Caminero in the final last night. Raleigh hit 18 home runs to Caminero's 15 in the final round. It's known as the Big Dumper, and he joins Ken Griffey Jr. as the only 2 Mariners to win the event. Raleigh was pitched to by his father, Todd. Raleigh's younger brother, Todd Raleigh Jr., did the catching. Raleigh was almost eliminated in round 1 when he and Athletics outfielder Brent Rooker tied with 17 homers. But the M Slugger won the tiebreaker by the slimmest of margins as his longest home run traveled 470.61 feet to Rooker's 470.53. Raleigh totaled 54 homers on the night. Thanks to our very own Jazz Chisholm Jr. from the Yankees, round 1 featured the lowest total in over a decade after the Yankees infielder hit only 3 home runs. Waste of time there for Jazz Chisholm Jr. Tonight, from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, the 94th MLB All-Star Game takes center stage. The American League will look to bounce back after last year's loss, while the National League aims for back-to-back wins for the first time in over a decade. First pitch just after 8 p.m. Eastern, with the American League throwing Detroit's Tariq Skubal against the National League starter in Pittsburgh, Paul Skeens. And some
do they still do the All-Star Game where the winner, American... Oh.
They used to do it. I liked it better that way because then it would actually
mean something.
Mean a little something.
So it meant if the American League or National League won, then that team would get home field advantage in the World Series.
That respective league, the representative from that league, would get home field advantage in the World Series.
When did they end that? Like years ago, and I'm just so out of it?
I mean,
it's a while back.
A while back. I would say a decade, at least. I would say
really
at least a decade.
Attention,
it was a while ago. I liked it better back then, to be honest with you. And I like that the guys, I don't know if it's starting this year. We'll find out tonight if they're going to be wearing their home team uniforms and their away team uniforms, their actual MLB team uniforms, as opposed to these American League and National League sort of makeshift all-star team uniforms. I like that better, too, when they used to come out in those uniforms.
But there's more money, of course, in putting original
Of course, right. You make
on them.
right. You put these new jerseys out on the MLB shop, and they fly off the shelves. So there you go. But no, I'm with you. I liked it better when home field advantage was on the line. But it is what it is. So you get that 8 p.m. tonight. And news out of the NFL, Noam Laden as well. Garrett Wilson, he'll be a Jet for a while. He signs a 4-year, $130 million contract extension, I should say. Makes him one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL. So Garrett Wilson, you'll see him as a wideout for the Jets for a while. That is your Sports Noam. I'm Justin Ellick, 77 WABC.
WABC News Time 5:50. NYPD cops really want to find a gunman who shot a 65-year-old woman who was walking to the store broad daylight in Brooklyn. The bullet was not meant for her. Police still looking for him. Her daughter describes what took place. This was 10 a.m. Sunday morning near Brooklyn Avenue and Foster Avenue. She's just out to go to the grocery store when she gets shot.
When she was going to the store, she just feel her leg just give way, and then she realized she gets shot, and she started screaming, so she gets shot close to the hips. So that's why they can't remove the bullet, because they don't want to paralyze her.
Woman rushed to Kings County Hospital. Her daughter says she was awake, but the bullet, as you heard, lodged near the hip. Witnesses say the gunman was standing in front of a community center and then just fired down on the street. Took off in a black BMW. 10 shell casings found at the scene, but they haven't found the guy. Here's more from this 65-year-old woman's daughter, who says she can't believe that her mom shot in broad daylight by a bullet not meant for her.
I get a chance to see her. She's doing okay. She's pulling through. Yeah, I do feel unsafe here because it's always shooting.
Yeah, 5:51. City Council passing a series of bills yesterday that'll boost pay that'll include nearly 20,000 grocery delivery workers. The new legislation requires those third-party apps to pay workers $21.44 an hour, which matches the increase that food delivery workers received back in April.
Sometimes you make like a $5, $6 an hour. So, but I hope with this new law, you're gonna change that. We're so excited because this new law is gonna cover all delivery workers.
Yeah, so reaction from the delivery apps was actually mostly positive, or at least from two of them anyway. DoorDash and Grubhub seem fine with it. In fact, DoorDash put out a statement yesterday calling it a pragmatic step towards treating all delivery workers consistently, regardless of what they deliver. So essentially saying food delivery workers should get the same amount of money as grocery delivery workers. But then you had Instacart putting out a statement saying, no, they're against this. They say that'll just raise prices for people buying groceries online. One of the city council members who is sponsoring this bill, Sandy Nurse, she used to be a delivery worker herself. Here's an advocate for those delivery workers who were celebrating this decision yesterday.
We cannot afford to have a city that has 80,000 delivery workers doing one of the most essential jobs, earning poverty wages with no protections.
Yeah, so it looks like they will get that raised. 5:53. New York City Ferry is proposing a major overhaul to its routes, the first since it began offering service back in 2017.
A new proposed route map would connect Staten Island with Brooklyn by adding stops in Bay Ridge, Atlantic Avenue, and at Wall Street. South Brooklyn service to Manhattan would be extended to 34th Street. The Soundview and Rockaway lines would be combined, going from the Rockaways to Queens and all the way to Ferry Point Park in the Bronx. Staten Island Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis applauding the proposal, which would take effect in December. James Flippin for 77 WABC News.
New York City's Department of Transportation getting feedback over Mayor Adams' proposed 15-mile-per-hour speed limit for e-bikes and e-scooters.
They're all over running lights, speeding, riding on sidewalks, and going the wrong way. And these reckless behaviors are seen all around us every day.
And critics arguing going a little bit faster will help e-bikes and e-scooter riders be safer because they can keep up with the flow of traffic on streets that lack protected bike lines. And they say most e-bikes e-bikes don't have functioning speedometers. Native New Yorkers, not sure what they think of this.
It's also completely unrealistic to expect riders to comply with a 15-mile-per-hour limit when most e-bikes, especially affordable models used by working cyclists, don't have functioning speedometers.
Yeah, there are so many complaints about these e-bike riders and scooters, having to dodge them, get out of the way as they deliver food.
A slightly faster top speed is not a hazard. It's a critical safety feature. Being able to move to keep pace with car traffic or maneuver out of a dangerous situation can mean the difference between a close call and a crash.
Yeah, so the conversation continues. Residents up in Rochester, New York, a bit concerned following reports of a mountain lion.
The big cat is causing a big uproar in upstate New York after a shelter-in-place was ordered last week. The order was issued after video of the lion circulated on social media, and residents who thought they spotted the cat kept calling in. One witness spoke with ABC Rochester.
They said, "Rawr!" And I just kept walking. I seen me see it. So in my head, I'm like, I gotta go, man. I'm out.
The order was lifted after cops were unable to confirm a sighting of the mountain lion. Still, officials advise if you come across a wild animal, keep a safe distance and slowly back away. I'm Liz Radabali for 77 WABC News.
And we'll end with this. Have you heard this, that if you put your Easy Pass in the wrong place, you'll get charged more because it takes the Port Authority longer to process those tolls when the Easy Pass transponder's in the wrong place? I'm not exactly sure why that is, but that's the case.
The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey says drivers who are keeping their Easy Passes in their glove box or elsewhere are going to have to pay up. The Port Authority says in order to recoup the additional processing costs of identifying license plates from improperly placed tags, they're going to charge an extra $2 for off-peak rides and $4 for peak times. The proper placement of an Easy Pass device is in the right of your rear view mirror, about 1 inch from your mirror on any tinting.
Do people not know that? No, that's it. Anyway, all right. 5:57, traffic, transit on the 7s. Here's Joe Nolan.
I yell at my wife all the time. She holds her up. She
as she's driving?
The window, she drives, she holds it up. So what are you doing?
Well, and you just go out and get the Velcro thing and put it up.
I know.
She doesn't want to hear that, does she?
No.
And you don't want to argue. It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it. Pick your spots. Where the Easy Pass goes is not worth going 10 rounds over.
No, it's not.
No.
But it's just funny to see. I see people doing that all the time. They're holding it up as they go through, the toll. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
thanks for listening to the News Hour with Noam Laden. You can hear the News Hour with Noam Laden weekday mornings at 5 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?